know and understand that when you do this work, when you fully embody this work, you are up-leveling, you are evolving, you are changing, you're expanding in the most beautiful way. Like you said, you're becoming her, that next elevated version of you, right? And when you do that, people either come with you or they fall off. It's a part of the game. And so when you really start to embody this work, right? Because a lot of our clients come to us with people pleasing, worrying about what others think and what others are going to say or do about what they're doing. But the more you do this work, you care less about what they're thinking about you and going more internal, and it's about you and less about that.
Hey there, lady. My name is Molly Conley, and I'm devoted to helping women reinvent their love lives, whether that's after divorce, dating on and off the apps, or in their committed relationship. Why? Because I've been there. I'm a former college athlete who filed for divorce 3 years into marriage, swam in the online dating pool into my late 30s, and now I am married to the man of my spreadsheet dreams who I met 4 months before the world shut down. As a dating and relationship coach, I help my clients shift the focus from being obsessed with finding Mr. Right to shifting to herself as Miss Right Now. We build a foundation filled with clarity, connection, and confidence, knowing she is worth waiting for. Each week on the podcast, I'll bring you love life insights and savvy guests, where you will receive the courage to release programmed limiting beliefs. Discover patterns and behaviors restricting you from finding and attracting quality men, and ways to choose yourself first so you can build a foundation for a healthy relationship with yourself and a partner. Can't stop settling? Sign up to receive daily words of wisdom. I call them Lady Love Lessons. They're for ambitious women like yourself who are tired of hearing they're too much or that they're not enough. It'll help give you the tough love and motivation to choose yourself first. All you have to do is go to my website, reinventingthearena.com, and scroll to the bottom of the homepage to sign up. I'll see you in your inbox. I am so thrilled that you're here. And if this is the first time you're joining, welcome. Today, I have my August guest joining me. She's a sought-after success speaker, mentor, and host of the Wicked Wealthy Woman in Mind, Body, and Soul podcast. She's excited about people just like you and about helping you unleash and activate your unlimited potential. So get ready. She's loud, proud, fun, energetic, and excited for life. Meet the holistic success coach, Gina Marie.
Hi, beautiful. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, yes. I'm so happy to have you here as well. So what I love the most about you is your energy, your passion to help women gain this confidence and clarity that they need to have in life and business that they love. Can you tell me your story and how you even got started as a holistic success coach?
Sure. Wow. It goes far back. So I started direct sales when I was about 16. I signed my name on the dotted line at, like, honest to God, like 16. I also had a paper route when I was 11. And I knew that I was an entrepreneur, but it took me literally, I have goosebumps, from all of then, from 11 to 16, when I really got into entrepreneurship. Even really thinking about it, I had a club and a membership when I was, in elementary school, and wanted to be a teacher, wanted to start my own school because I didn't believe in, when I was young, I didn't believe in the way that we were taught because I was not the typical child who sat quietly in her chair. I got the you talk too much. And then I also wanted to start my own religion because, I was never raised with one specifically and felt left out. And when I did go to them, I felt they were very restrictive and not comforting and welcoming where I went. And so I had all of this building up over the years, right? And tried a bazillion different direct sales companies.
Oh, wow.
And opened up my own invitations business. Like, you name it, I've sold it, I've done it, I've tried it. And when I was in one of the direct sales company, I didn't just go in as a consultant. I bought into the company because I wanted to be more than a consultant. What I wanted was a team. And because I had such a drive and a passion to help women succeed, I still didn't know yet then what I was doing. And then I moved on from there to yet another direct sales company. And when I was in that direct sales company, I heard someone speak, and his name was John Maxwell. And, right? Have you heard of John Maxwell?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so that is where my coaching journey began. I have goosebumps because he was speaking. And of course, you know, Facebook and the algorithm, shortly after that, that's where I heard him speak. He started popping up in my Facebook feed with an ad for coaching. I was like, I had already inquired about coaching, but didn't think that it was way back then, that it was had solid ground, that people would believe in it way back then. And then when I saw him, I was like, I can get behind him. And so I joined the John Maxwell team and became a certified coach. And it was not as intensive. And I was like, I need more. And so I started to get into that personal development really on a deep level. And then I found IPEC.
Yeah.
And I jumped right in. As soon as I had my call, I jumped right in. And then from there, I have literally gone down the rabbit hole of healing and personal development and human potential. And that's where I really found how it all came together, that I really want to help women succeed on an internal, deep level. And now it all makes sense. And here I am.
Oh, yeah. And it's just so wonderful of a story, because it's even like you went through all the entrepreneurship, mixed in the corporate world, and realized there's still a gap, and then inspired by John Maxwell, which some people might not know about, but you can do some research. He's another fantastic person in the coaching industry. Mm-hmm. And continue to find in yourself that you wanted more in other areas of development. I love the fact that you brought up IPEC. We both went there, as well as you should name off all the other certifications that you have, because some of these I hadn't heard of until I met you and was looking at what you do.
Oh, that's funny, because I probably won't even remember them off the top of my head. But the first one that comes to mind, like you and I both have, is our certified coaching with IPEC. And then I guess, let me tell you how I went about them in what order. I then dug into the subconscious work and got certified in RTT, which is hypnotherapy, rapid transformational therapy. I have an NLP, neuro-linguistics programming certification, which also comes along the EFT, emotional freedom techniques. Within that, there's some other certifications. I am a certified breathing coach. And then a huge one that I absolutely love is I am a certified mind magic master practitioner. That one's a tough one to say, but a lot of them, because I believe in the mind, the body, and the soul work.
Right. They're all interconnected. You can't fix one without impacting the other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, if you think about that, you said that's your favorite one to work through?
Which one?
The last one, magic.
Oh, right. We laugh because it's CMMMMP. It's certified mind magic master practitioner. So what I love about this is actually the 12-week group program that I teach and coach. And my version of it is called the Expansion Experience. Why I love this work is because it encompasses all of the mind, the body, and the soul all in one.
Okay.
And then I throw in my other modalities while we're in the group.
That's fantastic. And how often do you do that? Like, is that like a certified group comes through on January, or is it someone comes through when you work with them on 12 weeks doing that?
I do it either way, either 12 weeks, or I actually run individuals through it one-on-one as well. So this year I'm running it twice. Next year I'm planning that now. I'm not really sure, 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, exactly. 2 or 3, enough for time and family for you as well, and fun.
Yeah. Yes.
So another thing that you told me about was your self-love summer camp. Can you tell me more about what that's like for you?
Yeah, so the self-love summer camp came a few years ago because I was thinking I love to have fun. And so I'm always going to infuse fun into anything that I do. If I'm not having fun, I don't want to do it. Just
Right.
end of story. I don't want to do it. Right. And so I remember thinking back a few years ago, I'm like, what am I going to launch? And I'm like, you know what? Self-love summer camp, because how many of us went to camp and we absolutely loved it. And we were so in touch with the connection we had and the fun that we received. And even if someone didn't go to camp, they know, they can imagine what that feels like. Right. And so it was probably around COVID time. So I did it because I knew women needed self-love and connection. And so it was virtual. And this year is virtual as well. And we go into the 4 components of self-love, and we have fun and there's connection. And next year it's going to be live in person in a retreat.
Ooh, how long are you thinking the retreat's going to be?
3 to 5 days.
That's fantastic. Like, that's so perfect. Then would you be going over almost one of the components each day, or just as you, okay, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what are the 4 components of it?
Self-awareness, right? Self-awareness. We can't, you know this, we can't change what we don't know. Right. And so we have to wake up to what are our patterns. I love that how you talked about that in episode 43 about patterns that are creating our current reality. And we have to address those by going internal. Right. So self-one is awareness. We can't change what we don't know. The second one is self-worth, and this is our appraisal of your value and your capacity. This is where this is your self-evaluation based on your internal beliefs. So here we dive into your self-image, your values, your beliefs, and your self-talk. Here we reprogram your conscious and we rewire your subconscious. So that's self-worth. Then we go into self-esteem. And this is, where we value how good or bad we are at something, right? And this can fluctuate in where we are in different aspects of our life. And so we bring in boundaries here and we bring in action, right? And that's how I talk about, we have to do the mind, the body, and soul, but we can't sit here and do nothing. We have to bring in action, because action is what creates evidence, which drives motivation and builds our confidence. And then the 4th is self-care. And here we could talk for hours, right? Self-care is, yes, it's the manis, it's the pedis, it's the massages, and all of that beautiful things, all of those beautiful things. But what a lot of people don't talk about self-care is really truthfully the mindfulness, meditation, EFT, the tapping, the healing with all different modalities, movement of your body, working out, yoga, respecting yourself, food that fuels your body, honoring your mind, your body, and your soul. It's learning, trying new things, quality time and connection. That's self-care. Those are the 4 components of self-love. I can't leave without telling you one more thing, though, that how I incorporate this on a daily basis, because so many people talk about self-love, right? And they're cute memes and it's beautiful, but people are like, how do I really do it? And I know, I'm sure that's exactly what you teach women, how to go internal and really love themselves. And how I really figured it out for myself was when I was going through a period and I had to ask myself every single day, really, how do I love myself every day? And I came up with asking myself, how do I respect myself right now in this moment?
That is such a powerful word.
Ready? How do I honor myself right now? How do I be loyal to myself right now? And how do I be truthful to me right now? That's what I ask myself all the time.
So every single day you get to ask that.
Yeah.
And is that something that you feel is, very specific, just how you end up loving yourself? Do you feel that your clients are able to take that on, or are they just able to develop their own little aspect of the questions that they need to ask themselves every day to build self-love?
I love this question, because in coaching, right, you'll see a lot in the industry. They're like, do this, follow this formula, and here's the answer. And I believe you're behind me in the fact that there is not a one size fits all. We cannot all go into Nordstrom and grab one pair of jeans, and all 50 of us go into that dressing room and have that all fit on, that all of us the same and beautiful and feel amazing. It's not possible. It's not doable. And so we're setting ourselves up for failure, right? And so with my coaching styles, what I do is I teach women how to find out what works best for them. So I give them different ideas, different modalities, different ways to heal themselves so that they can get in touch with themselves and see what really works for them. So yeah, it's sharing. Ask yourself how to love, respect, honor, be truthful, and loyal to yourself. And if that works with you, great. If not, what's a question that works for you?
Right. And then even with the idea of what you're talking about with self-care, so that you can build that self-love like simultaneously. I have a few friends that are like, oh no, spa days are not my thing. And I'm like, well, great, then what is? And one of my friends is really working on her, money mindset. And so she's like, finances, like, how can I save for my future self today? Or what steps do I need to take so that I can guarantee that my kids are going to have money to do X, Y, and Z for college or whatnot. So she always talks about how self-care can be other things than the pampering that we love to do as women. But, that's her thing. And that's the way that she shows love, not only to herself, but then for the people that she cares about too.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And if we don't do all of this work, our self-care routines will fall off and we'll go back to old patterns. Yeah, I love that she does what works best for her. It's amazing.
Yeah. And when we fall into patterns, we get back into stress, we get back into overwhelm, and we start thinking the same thoughts that we've been trying to get rid of for most of our lives.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Well, I heard on one of your podcasts, the most personal development is one-dimensional, really focusing on the mind, which is why I love your take on the holy trilogy of becoming a wicked, wealthy woman in mind, body, and soul. Can you share so much more about that?
Sure. It was after IPEC and reading all of the personal development books, and really reading them and really doing the things that were suggested to do in there. Sometimes I'd read a book and drop it and not really implement things, right? To be honest. But I wasn't seeing the traction. And I felt like I would take 2 steps forward and 5 back. And I was so frustrated. I was like, and in self-sabotage, like, what is wrong with me? And then I was sitting in comparison. And then I was sitting in judgment of myself and feeling like a fraud, having this certification and not having really huge movement and traction. And so I started to do some research. I'm like, there's got to be more. There's got to be something I'm missing. And I don't know how I stumbled upon it, but that's when I came across the subconscious and really started digging into the subconscious and healing on a deep level versus just doing the mindset work. Because like you mentioned in one of your podcasts, I loved it. First of all, I heard you swear. I was like, yes, she is my person.
Yeah, we swear here.
I was like, yeah, I'm totally my person. I was like walking around the kitchen. I was like, yes. I don't even have the words to get out quick enough because and I'm sure your listeners agree and understand of the detriment to societal norms of ignoring our emotions.
Oh, yeah.
Pushing them down and avoiding them and creating congestion in our body. And, there's that wonderful book out there, the Body Keeps the Score.
Yep.
And it's truth. And it's not woo-woo. It's science.
Exactly.
That teaches us now that our body holds on to these emotions that we don't process.
Yeah.
And so it's so important for us to release them because we are energetic beings. We're spiritual beings having a human experience, and we're meant to emote in a healthy way. And so that's why, and then the spiritual part, right, is our passions and our missions. It's not our purpose. For me, I believe purpose is, we all have the same purpose. We're here to evolve. We're here to learn and we're here to grow. And we all have different missions and passions. And so the soul part is your spirituality, whatever that is for you, and connecting with that, reconnecting with it, and tapping back into it. That's why it's to me is the holy trinity of human potential is doing the mind, body, and soul work.
Holy shit. That was impactful because most of the time, you're right, we do hear, oh, just focus on your mindset and everything can change. And you don't realize how the words that you say, if you don't feel them with it, your body's not comfortable with it. And if they're not comfortable, there's something blocking it. And you have to figure out how to release that. There are a lot of coaches that are very focused on this. There's even therapists that are as well, but we can't just do the mind work. It's like saying, I'm going to eat healthy and never go work out. Your body is meant to move. We are meant to grow. We can't just sit here and do nothing. We have to do all the different aspects and so we can do that human experience.
Yeah. Yes. Right. Yes. Couldn't agree more. Yeah.
Is this podcast episode speaking to you? This is just a taste of what it will be like in building love inside and out. If you're feeling like you're stuck in your love life, fed up with attracting men who are not good for you, and you're not sure if you'll ever find the love that you're looking for, then please join me in building love inside and out. In 8 weeks, I will teach you my foundational framework that helped me get to where I am today, married to my spreadsheet of a dream husband. As a group, we're going to be voting on what times people are available for both the core theme and group coaching calls. All of it will be over Zoom, so if you can't join live, you will always get the replay. But I highly recommend joining the weekly group coaching calls where you can ask questions about a recent date, maybe a situationship, the week's theme, and even get coached live before your bonus one-on-one sessions. Plus, you'll be able to submit those questions beforehand too if you can't make it. We will have a private community for all of us where you'll meet other women who are on the same or similar journey as you. Know that you don't have to go through this alone. Applications will open Monday, August 7th. Learn more about building love inside and out by heading to my website, reinventingthearena.com/building love inside and out. I'm also going to put the link in the show notes. Now let's get back to the episode. Well, I don't think people focus enough even on what you brought up with energetics and somatics. And what you just said too, like how our body tells us so many stories that we don't necessarily pay attention to. So what drew you to exploring energetics and bringing that into your coaching practice?
Well, it was that when I started to go into the healing of my subconscious, then I was so intrigued. I wanted more. I wanted to dive in more. And then that's when I found all of, so many different healing modalities. And that's the thing is, like, when I talk to anybody, it's okay if you don't come to me, right? I just want everyone to know that there's another way to live other than the way we were conditioned, raised, and programmed to believe of living in that box, right? And so I believe that the reason why this is so needed is because we're so, as humans in this pressurized world we live in, we're so disconnected from our bodies. How many clients have you had and that I've had that are like, what do you mean I have a body? And they're complete neck uppers that are just overthinking because they think all of the success comes from the logical thinking.
Right.
And so they're so disconnected from their body, and you can't be in tuned with your intuition if you're disconnected from your body. So it's so important. You can't be connected to your body if you don't heal, right? Because your nervous system is so whacked out from all of the programming of the patterns that you've created over time that you're not wrong or bad for. It's just what you've created for your safety. It's for your, what's the word I'm looking for? It's for, your coping mechanisms, right?
Yep.
And so once we start to heal ourselves and regulate our nervous system, then we can get back in tune with our body and get reconnected with our body. And that's why energetics is so important.
Now, I have another cool question with your energetics. So like now that people, let's say they have gone through, they're connected with their mind, spirit, and soul. What happens about the pure people that they are around? Because like, other people impact our conditioning. They impact what we believe and how we see ourselves, and even the actions that we take.
Mm-hmm.
So what have you done with clients before when they say, well, I'm surrounded by people that do these things, but I love what I've learned through you, sort of situation, if you've had one?
Sure. No, happens all the time. It's one of the core teachings I do in the beginning when clients come to me is that I'm like this. I'm like, lean in. Know and understand that when you do this work, when you fully embody this work, you are up-leveling, you are evolving, you are changing, you're expanding in the most beautiful way. Like you said, you're becoming her, that next elevated version of you, right? And when you do that, people either come with you or they fall off. It's a part of the game. And so when you really start to embody this work, right? Because a lot of our clients come to us with people pleasing, worrying about what others think and what others are going to say or do about what they're doing. But the more you do this work, you care less about what they're thinking about you and going more internal, and it's about you and less about them.
Right.
So you either people come with you or some might even fall off.
Yeah.
Some people are for seasons. Some people are for reasons.
I love that part. You know, what I love too about energetics is that when people do fall off, it makes room for expansion.
Yeah.
It makes room for other people that are at the energetic level that we want to strive for.
Yeah.
And it's almost like you're attracted to them right away. You know, there's a reason why you connected. I mean, that's sometimes like how I feel about you. Like you were the first person I was like, oh my gosh, I need to have her on my podcast.
That's so awesome. Yeah.
Seriously, the energy, I just felt it even just through your pictures and your website and just how you present yourself. I was like, gotta have her. So
Thank you. And you know what's so interesting about that is that that's all from the healing that I've done. Because before I used to post or comment and it was from a needy, like I need that and I want that. And I didn't know how to show up and just allow my magnetic self to show up. I was just like in such lack and scarcity, not knowing it from the old programming. So many of our things that are holding us stuck are internal programs and patterns that we just need to heal so that way we can show up our best selves to attract the things that we're meant to have.
Yeah.
And I love how you mentioned that in your podcast that I listened to about your program that's coming up, that it's not, I loved how you said all the things that it's not, right? Like, don't come to me because it's not this, it's not that. But what it is, it's all about who you're becoming, your clients, so that they can be attracted to the person that is meant for them versus the old version. Let that old version of you die off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what's really interesting too, I was just talking to a client yesterday about that coming from a place of lack. And she's like, I have so much masculine energy that I chase. And I have anxious attachment style and I'm a people pleaser. And I was like, oh yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
And until you do that inner work, it's going to keep going. And when you start to chase after people, the people that you're chasing are not the good people, to be honest, because they love that you're chasing them. They love the attention. And a person who is healthy and secure and loves themselves and can see opportunities all around them won't have to be chased. Yeah. You won't have to feel anxious. You won't have to people please because they're going to meet you where you are.
Yeah.
Even though we talk about in coaching, like we meet our clients where they are, but when you're in love and when you find someone who's willing to be in a healthy relationship, it opens all those doors.
Yes. Yes. Ugh. I love that.
I love this conversation.
I love it. It's amazing. I do. I was just so intrigued, loving listening to your podcast episodes. And I'm like, this is so intriguing. I love it. Right. And the things we do are probably similar, but everybody has their own style of the way that they deliver and what they have to offer. And I just love the way that you articulate how you help women find who they are and be in love with themselves so that they are. And this is how I'm different with, you know, how people talk about the law of attraction, right? We attract things. I really, truly believe that it's not that we attract things. It's actually what we're attracted to because of our conditioning and programming.
Oh, for sure.
Right. And it's what you teach. Like you're gonna be attracted to and attract what you currently are. Yeah. And so it's all about going internal and loving yourself, respecting you, and honoring yourself to that next level version of you so then you no longer avoid the red flags, like you said.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
When was the last time you saw a red flag, Gina? You're like eons ago.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all good. Yeah.
What is one of your favorite stories of a client of yours digging deep internally and finding the self-love for themselves?
One comes to mind right away because, it's hard to pick one, right?
Right.
But this one came to me years ago, right before COVID. And I remember meeting with her in a coffee shop. I met with her in person and looking at her and in coaching, we take off our judgment and in the perception of all that. But literally my heart said, she's going to work with me and she's going to get divorced.
Those moments.
And it just was there, right? Never voiced it. I worked with her one-on-one, and then she's been in some of the groups that I've offered. And since we've worked together, she is such a beautiful example of doing the work and becoming the work. embodying it and always going back to it and always looking for support in it. And through that journey, I even helped her son. She hired me for her son as well. Yeah. And just such a beautiful human. And so she found herself and trust and belief in herself because she was a major people pleaser, an enabler, and all of those things because she just lacked self-worth and self-esteem and confidence and all of those things. And so she got a divorce. She started a new business and is killing it with zero marketing, all word of mouth.
Wow.
She has this newfound love, respect, and honor for herself, even though, right, like on this journey, there's bumps, right?
Exactly.
And going through a divorce, there's bumps and there's quote unquote drama and whatnot, but she knows how to not react and instead respond. Like about in your podcast. So she's a beautiful testament to what happens when you become that next level elevated version of yourself.
Exactly. And this is a really good story for everyone that's listening as a reminder that you can't just go read about the work. You can't just learn about the work or go to coaching once or twice and then be like, I'm fine. It's a continuous journey that once you start working on yourself, you're going to be honest, I got addicted to it. I loved it. The self-discovery, the diving in, what's this feeling mean? What does that thought mean? What does that bring me back to? So that I would make sure that I didn't react and respond, and also be able to, when you get to a certain level of really knowing yourself, you can see it in others so that you don't, when they react, you're not judging. You're saying, oh, something happened, or I might've said something, I'll ask about that later. You're able to distance yourself and detach yourself from maybe what they're doing because it's not about you.
Right.
It's about them.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something that I cannot believe your client was able to go through, and such a rapid transformation. Because in my opinion, rapid transformation happens over a few years. Coaching takes not a lot longer than that. Like some people want a fix in 3 months, and it's like, that's just getting started. Depending on what your needs are and how much self-love you need for yourself to move forward and gain that self-worth.
Yeah. And that's why I almost never offer one-off RTT sessions anymore. I almost never offer 3-month coaching because you just start to dip your toe in the water and your programming isn't completely reprogrammed yet. So as soon as you leave and you're not in the work anymore, those old patterns are coming right back, right? It's just like the ski slope. When you go up to the top, you see one that is has a path. Where are you going? You're going down the one that has the path. You're not starting a new path. You look at that hill and you're like, shit, no, I'm not going down the one with no path. And that's what your brain does. And so as soon as you step away from the work, you go back to the old patterns and habits. But there's something that when you were just sharing about doing the work, what is so powerful about doing the work is that we are breaking fucking generational patterns.
Yes. And being examples for those that maybe, like my husband and I are not going to have kids, but we are examples for my nieces and nephews. I'm even an example in my head. Sometimes this is an example for my brother and his relationship, or other people nearby. They're like, oh, this really can happen. Yes. You can have a horrible marriage and then get divorced and go through horrible online dating, and you can still find your person at 40 years old and have the life that you want. You can still, like your client, she can get divorced and have her son get help, and she could still have the business of her dreams without having to spend money on marketing. It can be all of those things. You just have to be willing to risk it all for yourself. You have to choose yourself so you can have the love you need.
Yes. Like you said, choose yourself for yourself. I love when you said that.
Oh, thank you. Okay. On a personal note, and I didn't include this question because it was super fun, I have to ask you, what is the story behind all the amazing coffee mugs that you have? Because I love handmade mugs, but I also love the ones with the cute and hilarious sayings. Yet my husband's like, we have enough coffee mugs, you can't get any more. And I'm like, I about that.
That's awesome. I am a coffee junkie. I love to try very different organic coffees. And for me, it's an experience.
Mm.
Like I love experiences in general. And I think I had a human design reading. I don't know if you're into human
Yes.
design. So I'm a generator. And then whatever, I don't know all the specifics of it. I had a great reading, and that I love luxurious items and beautiful things and experiences. And it's so true. And so for me, when I'm drinking my coffee in the morning, it's thoroughly and completely an experience for me.
Oh my
And I
goodness.
love it. And so when I'm doing it, when I open that cabinet, I'm like, what one do I feel in alignment with today? Or do I want to feel in alignment with? And then that's the one I grab. And yep, we have too many coffee mugs.
Hey, you know what? It's one of those things where it's like, if that's what you love, that's what
Yeah,
you love. I have a guy friend who has over 100 different types of shoes. And I was like, wow,
yeah.
I'm so jealous. I have like 10 that I might wear.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I used to be a shoe person. Now I'm a coffee person, coffee cup person.
yeah, well, thinking about it, like that's so much more you're able to like really have the luxury, the
Yeah.
taste, like the feeling of it versus
Yeah.
like you're in high heels for too long. That feeling is not luxury sometimes.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Good call. Good call. Yeah.
well, Gina, I have really loved our conversation. Please tell me and tell everyone else that's listening where they can find you so they can either learn more about you, sign up for a group, sign up for your coaching.
Yeah. Thank you. It's Wicked Wealthy Woman singular, Wicked Wealthy WOMAN.com. And you can find me on socials, Gina Marie, and also on Wicked Wealthy Woman on Facebook.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for all of this today. I loved discussing self-love, self-care, as well as all of the things that we have to work through, not only as human beings, but as women, so that we can learn to love ourselves and choose ourselves.
Yes. Thank you so much for this space to be with you. Thank you. I appreciate you and love you.
Thank you for listening to this episode. If this show has helped you in some way, big or small, please let me know by leaving a review wherever you listen to the podcast. It really helps other women just like you find the show. Have a good rest of your day, lady, and I will talk to you next time.